Hello, we are joined by Gunnar, the offlaner of Nouns. And Gunnar, obviously, welcome to the International. You've defeated Shopify at last to get here. How does it feel, and what's the burden of the NA region like on your shoulders?
It feels really nice, because last year we were the third team from NA to get to TI, and now we're the only team. So it feels good to be representing the whole region.
Absolutely. So, these qualifiers obviously were a big moment for you guys. You were able to qualify for both the big events this summer. What was it that enabled you to sort of overcome those difficulties and get these qualifications?
I think individually all of us tried really, really hard and played a lot before those qualifiers to prepare. I remember there was a day at Milwaukee, I woke up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and I played till pretty much I went to sleep, and I wanted to practice my Doom. I played like 15 Doom games in a row. Specifically for those qualifiers, we hit like a really good peak for the team at the time. And it was really nice to see that we felt really confident going into them.
You obviously believe that this team can do it. You have a lot of trust in your teammates and yourself as well. But there's also like a lot of underdogs at this DI. There's a lot of first timers. There's a lot of question marks. What do you believe makes you different from the rest of the teams coming in?
I think recently we've gotten a lot better than we were pretty much the whole year. After Riyadh, it was pretty disappointing for us. I think we could have done better. But then in the last two tournaments, we got top 6 in both of them. And I think we're kind of hitting the point in the patch where we all feel really comfortable playing our heroes. I think Copy's really, really good, and I think he's going to show it at this TI. And also Yuma has worked on kind of presenting himself to carry the games in the game and the way he talks, and I think he's improved a lot, and I think he'll carry us.
That's what you want to hear. All right, so obviously you switched from mid to offlane a while ago. It feels like you're very well settled into that role. Now that you've kind of gotten to see all that the offlane has to offer and the meta shifts and everything, how do you feel in this role compared to how you felt at mid?
I think at the start of the year, I didn't really know offlane that well, and I was kind of just writing off the game is pretty much the same from TI, just I'll do everything. And then as the year went on, I think I started to struggle more because the role kind of changed a little. There's patches, learning new heroes. And so probably in the middle of the year was the hardest for me to really have to learn the offlane and play it. And then I think now it's getting back to the point where I feel really confident. I'm playing my heroes. And I would say the last 2 or 3 months I've improved a lot, I would say.
Yeah, I think that comes across as well. Do you ever feel like you're kind of in a good position to constantly be adapting because you have swapped roles, you've been kind of more flexible than players who have just been doing the same thing since day one? Do you feel like that sometimes you can use that to your advantage when there's meta changes?
There's been some heroes that randomly pop up in offlane, and it's heroes I played before, which are really nice. Like I played Mars mid a lot and Pango mid, and both those heroes, different parts of the year, were really popular.
Yeah.
Right now I think it's mostly pretty standard offlaners. So right now it's not per se what I'm like the old heroes I used to play.
Yeah.
But in terms of kind of being aggressive on the map, I think last TI, the mid role was kind of similar to what the offlane is now. There was a bunch of tanky strength heroes that would just go in and fight the enemy constantly.
Heart blade mail.
Yeah, heart blade mail. And so this time it's kind of replaced with auras to some extent, but the playstyle is still the same. So knowing your limits, going in and living with 100, 200 health is pretty much what I was doing before. So to some extent, yeah,
the meta's
it's similar.
Followed you.
Yeah.
Well, as for yourself, I know your parents are, huge supporters of you. Like we've talked about that in the past. They came to Seattle last year. Are they going to be watching or attending this year?
I think as of now, my mom and my sister are coming.
Oh wow!
So they'll both be here for the main event. Last year at TI, when we made top 8 and played in the big arena in front of my family, it was probably one of the best moments of my life, if not the best moment of my life. Not just because of the family, but just knowing how special TI is.
Yeah.
And so I think this year, I don't think it'll be any different. Even though it's a second TI, and you could say it's not as special as your first, I think it will feel the same.
How would it feel to win with your family audience and everything you've done to get to this point?
This team does have has what we need to win. I think it'd be amazing for Copy and Yuma. It's their first TI. I think we can do it. I honestly feel pretty confident going into this TI.